Okay, so as you join us now, we've got a fly pass by the Navy. And the balloons are being released on the pitch. Don, we can just grab you before the kickoff now. How do you think the game's going to go? Aren't those planes great? There you go. How do you think the kickoff's going to go, Don?
Well, they're going to have the coin toss shortly, and I think Washington, if they had their choice, they would like to kick the ball off. They play a much better defense, and their offense, they would like to take their time to get that started. Denver, on the other hand, with Elway, would like to get their hands on the ball right now
away
and move it down the field.
And do you think that Denver's going to be able to use Elway to his full against the defensive line of Washington today?
No question. The only way that Denver can win this football game is that John Elway has to have an outstanding game. He has to do all of the things that he's capable of doing. And that's as a thrower, a scrambler, a guy that does things by design, and a guy that makes things happen on his own.
Well, we even saw him kick against Cleveland, didn't we?
Yeah. They're right. If they have to do that, they're not going to win the game doing it that way.
No. He must be one of the most complete football players in the game at the moment.
No question about that. He can do it all, and he does have some good people around him. People tend to think about Denver as a one-man team. They're not a one-man team, but Elway is just such an imposing player.
And Washington this week in the press over here have been playing their side down and sort of praising the Denver team almost in order to make themselves the underdogs. Do you think that's a psychological ploy?
It's pretty much Joe Gibbs's history. He'll do that to just get his team really ready to play the football game by telling them how good the other team is, and that the only chance that they have is if they play a great football game. He's been successful doing that through the years, and I'm sure that he's done it these last 2 weeks.
Right, and a lot of talk about nerves before the game. Do you think the players actually enjoy the game once do they take in the occasion once they get into the game?
Well, when you get into the game, it's all concentration. You got so much to think about, and you forget about the crowd, you forget about nerves. Coaching's the same way.
Right.
At this time, I'm nervous. The butterflies, my stomach is churning, the butterflies are there, you're pacing back and forth. But when the ball is kicked off, your concentration has to be on what has to be done in the ball game, and you lose your nervousness.
Right. And you'll be hoping, I suppose, to get there next year when it'll be played in Miami?
The home team in Miami. Would I love that? I don't think there would be a lot of people around the National Football League would want us to be the home team, but we do have a shot to do that. The last 2 years, we've been knocked out of the playoffs the final week of the season, but hopefully we'll be better.
Okay. So, how do you think San Diego has stood up as a Super Bowl city?
I think they've done well. I got out here on Thursday, and the thing that impressed me about San Diego was the way that they've organized everything and the friendliness of the people. Whether it's a cab driver, the hotel people, the fans, whether they're Washington fans or Denver fans, the San Diego people, they want to make a good showing. They want this Super Bowl back.
Right. And do you think, having lost last year, Denver will have, they'll have had the experience, they'll be able to use that experience, and they'll be fired up having lost?
The first time that we won the Super Bowl, I had been in 2 of them and lost both of them, so I was really thirsty to get that first win. Denver being here last year, playing a great first half against the Giants, and then getting beat in the second half, you know that they feel that they can win this one.
All right, we've got Don Hudson coming out now to toss the coin, and he was a pro football player for Green Bay Packers, wasn't he?
Great. He's got all the records as far as receiving goes. Great all-time receiver.
Well, that must be about the fastest touchdown in the Super Bowl.
What a way to start. Elway on the first snap from the shotgun, and this is important because they've used a lot of the shotgun offense from the middle of the year on, and they figured they could do more with the shotgun. Decided to go for broke. Natil got open behind the corner man for the Redskins. Touchdown on the first play. It's interesting because Washington came out, they won the toss, they got the football, and they were conservative. Yeah. 2 running plays on the first 2 plays. On third down, they barely got to snap off.
Yeah, and then Clark dropped it.
He drops the ball.
Nerves?
Williams,
down to nerves, or?
I think so, because they took a lot of time in a huddle. They barely got to snap off. Denver had good pressure on Williams, but he put the ball right where it should be thrown, and then Clark drops it. So the contrast in the two styles, conservative as opposed to Denver, Elway going for broke.
Do you think that's true of most AFC, NFC sort of balance? I mean, the AFC teams tend to be sort of more adventurous, or...
Well, when you have Elway, you can afford to be more adventurous because he was in the Super Bowl last year, and I think that took away some of the nervousness. That's why he had the confidence to throw the ball on the first play. On the other hand, they were trying to sort of ease Williams into it, and he started slow, but he did throw the ball where he was supposed to throw it, but it's all Denver right now.
A great start. Well, let's go back and join the match commentators from ABC.
27.
So, a great start, and Denver have held the Redskins yet again.
Right. Washington had a first down in this series. I thought that they were going to come back and try to get a drive together, but they, on 3rd down and 5, Williams threw the ball. It was an overthrow. Clark made a diving effort to come up with it, wasn't able to hang on to it, so they had to punt now. Denver has got the ball with pretty good field position. 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line, and now I'm anxious to see whether or not Elway is going to try to go for broke again, or whether they try to get a drive going to move the ball down the field.
Yeah. Do you think it's been a factor that Smith has come in for Rodgers?
I think so. They, in about the middle of the year, they started to play Smith a lot more. We played them in Miami late in the year, and it was very evident that they wanted to get Smith into the ball game every opportunity that they could. They would use Rodgers only in situations where they felt that he would give them that powerful running.
Right. And Denver's defensive line seems to be playing out of their skins at the moment.
Right. Yeah, Denver's defensive line is a quick defensive line. Every time they line up, there's a mismatch. The other team is always bigger, but they've been able to get this far because they are quick. They can move around, and they diagnose plays real well. They can make the play, and although they give up a lot of size, they still have done an outstanding job, and they can put pressure on the passer.
Right. Well, let's go back to Elway and see what he's going to do this time.